In this week's video, I wanted to answer a question that actually cropped up in one of the free Bloated to Energize sessions that I did with a client earlier this week. And it's also one that occurs in my inbox fairly regularly as well. So I figured let's make a video and answer this question. All right. That question is, well, I can understand how eating something like gluten would give me symptoms such as digestive discomfort, bloating, things like that, stuff that goes on in my stomach. But what I don't understand is how there could be a connection between eating gluten and getting symptoms in other parts of my body. Okay, let's go for it and answer this question. I'm going to skip to the part where you've eaten some gluten, it's gone through your system and it's landed in your small intestine. Now you probably already know that your small intestine is made up of this big long sausage that kind of twists and turns and it's squeezed into this fairly small space. And the reason that your small intestine is built that way is so that you have a very large surface area in which to absorb the nutrition from the food that you've eaten. And the lining of your intestine isn't even smooth. So I've got a little prop here just to demonstrate what the lining of your intestine looks like. Okay. And these probably will become kebabs at some point for dinner. But these mini peppers are basically representing what are called the villi in the lining of your intestine. So this is the outside wall of your intestine, this is the inside, and these are basically finger-like protrusions, and they massively increase the surface area of your intestine. So the absorption power of your intestine is hugely increased, very efficient. Now, what happens when you ingest some gluten? Okay, we have some gluten here in the appropriate form of this little piece of pasta. Gluten proteins are not easily digested by your body. And I'm not just talking about whether you have celiac disease or you know that you're sensitive to gluten. Nobody's body can digest gluten easily. It's actually a very abrasive protein. It reacts with various elements in your small intestine, and the effect of that is that it actually starts to damage the surface area of the villi, okay, to the point where it actually reduces the surface area of the villi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to represent that by tearing some of our villi. And this is literally what happens to the inside of your intestines when you eat gluten. So it looks pretty graphic, but in reality, what it means is that the surface area that your body is relying on to absorb nutrients is drastically reduced. So if you're one of these people that you think, you know what, I've got a really healthy diet and I don't understand why my energy levels aren't really relating to how healthy my diet is, this could be the problem, because you could have what you think is a really healthy diet, but if your body can't absorb the nutrition efficiently from that food, then it can't convert it into energy. So that's the first problem that occurs, but it doesn't end there. This seems to be my favourite catchphrase with these videos. Because what also happens in between these villi are what are called tight junctions. And these also become damaged by this pesky little gluten protein here. And it starts to damage the tight junctions in between the villi. And we get gaps, and this is actually what we call leaky gut syndrome. And then what can occur is that these gluten proteins, they can actually get through the lining of your gut wall, through these leaks, these holes, and it's on the other side now. Now, the other side is your bloodstream and your immune system. And what that means is that this pesky little gluten protein, which has been broken down further into simpler proteins such as gliadin, they end up whizzing around your bloodstream to all the different parts of your body. So you start to understand where the connection is between your small intestine and your brain, the rest of the organs of your body. But what also occurs on the other side of this barrier is your immune system. One of the first things that happens when this gluten protein enters your bloodstream and gets recognized as an unfriendly invader by your immune system is that it starts to attach enzymes to the gluten protein. Okay, that all sounds well and good. This is great. My immune system is starting to fight off this foreign body. The only problem with that is that the enzymes that your body uses, such as tissue transglutaminase, not only is that actually attaching to this gluten protein, but that enzyme is present in many, many cells in your body. And those cells are actually making up your organs, your heart, your liver, your brain, your skin. And when your immune system is recognizing this gluten protein as a foreign invader that needs to be dealt with, needs to be attacked, it's also recognizing that that enzyme is an evil invader as well. It's kind of getting mixed up with the wrong crowd and it's getting tarred with the same brush, and I'm not sure how many other common phrases I can get into this, but this is what's occurring basically. That's where autoimmune diseases start, because your body then thinks, this gluten protein, along with its evil sidekick, TTG, is something that we need to attack. But hang on a minute. We've got this stuff all over the place. This body is just riddled with this threat. And that's where autoimmune conditions start, because your body, your own immune system is confused and it can attack completely innocent areas of your body. Now, that might be the cells in your brain. It might be causing headaches. It could be attacking your thyroid and giving you thyroid diseases such as Hashimoto's. It could manifest in skin conditions such as eczema and psoriasis, or you could get joint pain, arthritis. These are all autoimmune diseases, and this little sucker could be the culprit. And that's a very simplified explanation as to why this can actually manifest in so many different areas of your body as disease. This is something that occurs in my coaching practice with clients all of the time, just recognizing that what we're eating isn't just responsible for digestive disorders. It's all connected, and you really need to bear that in mind when you're making your food choices. But because I always like to end on a positive note, this is it. Okay, the work that I do with my clients, a lot of it involves actually repairing this damage that's occurred. But you see this damage here, this can regenerate. These gaps, they can be healed. And that's really the message, is that you don't have to live with those autoimmune diseases. And this leaky gut syndrome, this damage to your intestines, all of that can be healed and regenerated with the right diet and lifestyle choices. And obviously that's what I do with my clients in my coaching practice. So I hope that you found this biology lesson useful today. I hope it just gives you a little bit more insight into the connection between what you're eating and how it's manifesting in your body. If you've liked this video, please give it a like and share it with anybody who will find this information useful. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.